Hello. We're doing another speed painting video and a talkie video. So I wanted to talk about this painting I was doing. Well, I wanted to talk about sketchbooks, but let's address the elephant in the room. This painting, it took me about 5 hours to do. 5 hours, 6 hours, about that time. Gladly I didn't lose any footage this time. It's actually quite lucky. Or did I lose some footage? No, I don't think I did. So I'm quite fond of how the outcome was, but I wasn't too fond of the process. Because I had an image in mind of what I wanted this to look like, and because of the way I went about drawing this, the amount of edits and revisions I had to do to get this to look half decent was kind of ridiculous. I also probably shouldn't have drawn the glasses on the face until the last second. That way I could have saw the proportions of the face a lot earlier, and I could have corrected it a lot earlier instead of having to rub them out with more colour. It was a bit all over the place. But the reason why I'm saying this, and the reason why I'm talking about sketchbooks today, is because I don't believe I draw enough. And I believed if I was able to draw enough, I'd know what was wrong with my initial sketch before I even got so far into the colour stage. You can't really see it so much now until I start rendering it, but the initial sketch really wasn't that up to par. It was rather wonky, especially the eyes. The eyes were kind of on a slant. I didn't really want them to be on a slant, and the eyes were too big for a start. I have a really bad habit of drawing really big eyes, and even till the end it still had big eyes, but it wasn't big to the extent that it ruined the image. Also, I was drawing this in 3/4 view, but just where I had everything on the image really wasn't 3/4 view. Everything was all muddled up. So that's why I came to the conclusion that I didn't sketch enough. And also, what's recently been happening with me is I don't really have a sketchbook right now. Okay, I don't really have a big sketchbook that I dedicate myself to. And it's rather strange because I kind of don't feel like I need one as person. I don't feel like I need to get a sketchbook so I can get stuff done. It's more like I need one as an artist. And the last proper sketchbook I had, and I say that in quotation marks because I do have a small sketchbook that I use, kind of use. I was in college, and they were selling us art supplies rather cheaply, and a sketchbook was one of them. So there was this lovely, a lovely sketchbook, of course, but it was, I'm trying to find a A4 piece of paper. So it's a little shorter than A4 lengthwise, and widthwise it's also a little shorter, so the pages are more square in a sense because it's significantly shorter length than it is width. So I have this book, it's smaller than A4, and it's slightly a squared rectangle, and it's a red hardback. There are quite a few pages in it. It's not thin at all. It's pretty hefty. About the width of my thumb. The biggest part of my thumb. It's about that big. A little bit bigger because of the hardback pages. And the brand is Sea White of Brighton. Right, so I had this sketchbook. I bought it in college. I think it was my first year of college, and then I started sketching in it in my second year of college. Oh, actually, the 29th of the 6th, 2016. That was the first. Okay, no. The first thing I sketched was on the 20th of the 6th, and I left college 2016, but it was more in June time. I think it was around June time. So yeah, the 6th. That's June. I started sketching in here when I left college, and my last sketches I did in here were, I don't know, because I believe I stopped dating them. I think it was December of 2017 I finished this. No, it wasn't. No, I finished this I finished this December 2016. Yeah. No. I finished this January-ish 2017. Around January, February time of 2017. Yeah, it does have a couple more dates in here. Anyway, I really love this sketchbook. I drew in it every time I left the house. And I had joined a youth program that was with an art gallery, so I'd catch the bus there every week, and I'd be drawing in this, and I'd be drawing in it before the youth session started, and I drew in it a lot when I went on holiday. I drew some thumbnails in it for the Yellow Feathers comic I was working on, and loads of practice. I was drawing so much, it was actually quite ridiculous. And now I hardly draw at all. In a sketchbook. I don't draw at all in a sketchbook. What I do now is I start paintings and such, and they take like 5 hours. They take all day, and then I don't do another one for the next couple of days, or I'm sketching thumbnails or something. So I don't really get to finish a page or anything like that. Now, I had a sketchbook that I started around July 2017, and it is tiny. It's probably A5, and it's what is it? It's May 2018 now. So I almost have had this for a year. It's A5. It probably has, I'd say about 30 pages or something like that. It's tinsy. And surprisingly, I think it's from the same brand. It's Sea White. But it doesn't say Bryson for some reason. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is, I don't really sketch, and this small sketchbook isn't really doing it for me. And I think the size has a lot to do with it, and it's not hardcover either. And it's more of I don't really feel comfortable drawing in it, so I just doodle and stick pressed leaves and flowers in there. I do think that sketchbooking is really beneficial for artists for the sake of getting you to draw a lot, and I don't mean like big painterly works. You can't really do that in a sketchbook. I guess it depends on the quality of the paper, but you get to draw a lot. You probably get to do a lot of studies in there. You get to draw from life a lot if you're out and about with it. And you can kind of feel the weight of your drawings. You can feel the progress, and it's kind of motivating for you. You can check your progress so fast, especially if you've got a really big sketchbook and you've been working on it for a year or so. But yeah, I wanted to talk about the negatives of sketchbooking. It can be a bit too big to sketch in. I know I felt with my red sketchbook that I love to death, and I finished it now, so I can't draw in it anymore. Sometimes I felt that it was too big, but it was so comfortable to draw in. so I did end up finding myself really wanting to fold it in half sometimes. And with my newest sketchbook, I feel like it's too small. So with sketchbooks, sometimes you do have to spend more to kind of get yourself that perfect sketchbook size, and it's really hard to judge. Another negative of sketchbooking, which is really hard to think of, it's a lot harder to see your mistakes with sketches. Unfortunately, the mistakes kind of show up a lot more when you start rendering realistically. So, with me, for example, I'd be drawing faces and I wouldn't even realise the eyes was wonky. This painting that is speed painted right now, I didn't realise how wonky the eyes were. And how not 3/4 view it was. But I guess it's because I was sort of drawing in a cartoony style at the same time. I really miss being able to hold my sketches and feel the weight of them. I've had sketchbooks since I was in primary school, since I was in nursery, which is nursery? No, reception, which is like 4 or 5 years old. Even though I didn't really draw in it much, and it was a school sketchbook, but I've had sketchbooks all my life, and I really wish I need to get back into it. And something that really interests me is the challenges that people have. Like, this month was supposed to be mermaid. I didn't join the challenge because I guess I was too busy. I'm ridiculously busy. And there's also Inktober challenge, and there's Drawvember. Is it Drawvember? I don't know. Something like that, where you draw all Halloweeny stuff. There's also a challenge where you buy, I think it's a 500-page sketchbook, something like that, and you finish it in a month. I can't recall who made up this challenge. I've seen some YouTubers do it, and it's pretty intense. I don't think I'll ever have the time for it, but if I ever did something like that, I'd be so chuffed with myself. So after talking about sketchbooks, will I go out of my way to buy a sketchbook anytime soon? Honestly, I don't see myself going to buy a sketchbook anytime soon. I do want one, but I just think A, I'm too busy for a sketchbook, even though I really shouldn't be. And B, I don't really want to spend the money I have on a sketchbook because I don't really have any money. I'd have to go and ask my mom for money, and I don't really want to do that. So I guess what I'm doing now is I'm just working on thumbnails for the new comic Sunny. I did have another comic idea in mind, but I guess it's going to have to wait for a little bit. It's a little more on the serious side. But I really like how this comic is turning out, and hopefully I'll be able to update it soon. So thank you for listening to my weird sketchbook talk ramble thing, and I guess I'll see you in another video. Farewell.